But that's the other thing. This is why you fucking follow your gut. I never would have wound up working with Johnny Depp if I hadn't made that stupid fucking Walrus movie. Like, I've known that guy for over 10 years. Our kids went to school together. He's a great fucking dude, man. He's totally cool. But I was never like, hey, you and me should work together, because he works here and I'm way the fuck down here. And it's important to know where your station is in life and stuff. So even though our kids gone to school together, I've seen him at family events and school events and shit. And he's always great to talk to him. Whatnot. We never talked about work, never, and certainly never working together and stuff. And that was great. So I had written this role in Tusk for Quentin Tarantino to play. Because Quentin Tarantino introduced me to the work of Michael Parks. Michael Parks is in Tusk, and he was also in Red State. So I was like, Quentin loves Michael. I'd love to put him in a scene together, watch them act. That'd be fucking amazing and shit, make Quentin happy. So I wrote that part of Guy Lapointe, the manhunter from Quebec that's in the movie, for Quentin to play. He loves to act. He likes to do funny accents. We all saw Django. He's very good at Australian. So... So I was like, he'll be great at doing a Quebec accent. And so we sent him the script through Shannon, and the word came back. He said, no. And I was like, oh my God, fucking how bad is this movie? Quentin doesn't want to act in it and shit. And I wanted to have him on set because at the very least, when people afterwards were like, this movie sucks, I could be like, well, Quentin was there and he didn't even fucking help. So blame him, I could throw him under the bus as well. So word came back, he said no. It turns out later on that he thought it was the part of the guy getting his legs cut off, the guy being turned into the walrus. He turned that down. So we had no Guy Lapointe, man. Like suddenly, and that was the key member of my cast, which I was banking on. Like, he'll never say no. And he said fucking no. So we had no Guy Lapointe. We were Lapointe-less. And I was like, what do we do, man? And I was sitting here going, the whole fucking thing exists because we're pushing whimsy, right? Because I was like, let's just see if this walrus movie could happen. I said, so push whimsy, bitch. Like, dream. If you could fucking have anybody in this movie, never mind social strata, fucking financing, or common sense, who would be the best person for this role? And I was like, hands down, fucking Depp. So I was like, fuck it, just reach out to him, dude. The worst thing that'll happen.
Say no.
He'll say no, and he'll say it, and he's such a good actor, he'll say it in a way where you'll think it's his fault,
Right.
Like... So I was like, I reached out to him, I texted him, and I was like, hey man, it's Kevin Smith, Harley's dad, because that's who I am in that world. And I was like,
play the kid,
totally,
kid.
playing my kid right away. I said, hey, I never thought I'd say this, but I have a script you'd be perfect for, And he was like, really? And I sent him a link to this blog that I had written. Because, in order to get yourself fucking going and shit, you just got to keep telling yourself, like, this is going to happen. Throw your hat over the wall, as Kennedy once told us in a speech about the Irish kids. In order to motivate themselves, it's a long wall to get to their homes and shit. In order to get there, they'd take their hats off, throw them over the wall, because then that would make them climb over the wall. Because if they didn't have their hats, they get beat at home. Child abuse was real rampant in Ireland or something like that. And so they would all climb as much as they could over the wall to get to their hats. So that's a motivation technique. So part of the way you get something going is you just believe in it yourself the most. Once I had me and the internet, I was like, fuck, this is it. I got to believe in this shit. So I wrote a blog about it, about how I was going to take this movie, turn it into a podcast. And it described the story and all the elements and shit. And so I said, here, man, I'm going to send you a blog. If this sounds interesting, like, hit me back. If not, don't worry. So I sent him the blog, and then he didn't write back for a while. So I figured he clicked on it. It was like, walrus movie, fuck this. But he wrote back. Suddenly I saw those 3 dots, and I was like, like he was writing back.
Oh, my God.
And so he's an awesome fucking texter. I was talking before about getting into a texting relationship with 15-year-old girls. If you can't get into a texting relationship with a 15-year-old girl, get into a texting relationship with Johnny Depp. He is an exquisite texter.
No emojis?
No emojis, no
Okay,
hieroglyphics. This motherfucker writes words, big person words and shit. And elegant words as well. Like, I'll never forget what he wrote back. He wrote back, I'm watching the dots, and suddenly it comes up. He writes, fascinating. This sounds like something I would care to swim around and can color me intrigued. Wow. And I was like, oh my God, it's like getting a text from Lord Byron, man. And I was breathless, dude, because again, the only reason I do what I do is actors. And this is a motherfucker who I've been watching. I remember the day we sat down to watch 21 Jump Street the first time. I was like, that's the guy from fucking the Freddy Krueger movie and shit like that. This dude I've been watching my whole life. And he's the best of the best. If there's a Mount Rushmore of acting, his fucking face is up there. So I'm like, oh my God, like, he's intrigued. He's colored intrigued. So I sent him a script, and I didn't hear from him for like a month. So I was like, the intrigue died very fast the moment he opened up the script. Not at all. But then he texted me like a month later, and he goes, oh my God, I'm almost done with the script, and I love Guy Lapointe so much. I can't wait to do this. I feel so honored you asked me. And I was like, this is a true story, and Ashley's here in the room somewhere. So, like, Megan used to be my assistant, drive me around and stuff. She left to move back to New York and have kids. She left me with Ashley, a friend of hers. Ashley is, at this point, she's a 25-year-old lesbian, very happy, very positive and shit. This is her first day at work with me. We don't even really know each other and shit. So we're driving. She almost killed us on the way somewhere. That was cool. It's totally fine. But we're driving, and I'm reading this fucking text. And like I see this, and like this is a defining moment for me as a director and shit. Like, oh my God, like the world's greatest actor is fucking talking about possibly being in the world's worst movie that I'm gonna direct. And so I'm like breathless and shit. And I go, Ashley, take my hand. And Ashley's so adorable. She's like, you know I'm gay, right?
And
I was like, I do, but just take my hand. She takes my hand. I go, I think Johnny Depp is going to be in this movie. And she goes, the stupid fucking walrus movie? So I texted him back, man. I was like, oh my Lord. I said, I would love, dude, fucking, we go shoot in 3 weeks in North Carolina. And he goes, oh, I can't do that, because he was shooting a movie at that point. I don't know which one it was. But he goes, I can't make it. And he wasn't going to be able to make it during our shoot. And this is the important thing. You got to know how to be amenable and shit. Dude, like, it's important in life, like, to know which way the favor goes. And the moment that dude was like, I'm interested, I'm like, I'll move heaven and earth to make this happen. So I was like, look, dude, we can shoot the whole movie in North Carolina without you, save all the Gila Point stuff, and do it in Los Angeles when you're done. And he goes, oh my God, if you could do that for me, that would mean so much to me. That's what he writes in text. And I go, let's be honest, we all know which way the favor goes here. I'll step on my mom's neck to make this work, So he was like, great, man, I'll text you when I'm done. And that was it. It was all text. Wow. All text and shit. So I go back to the Demarest folks, because the last conversation I have with Sam Engelbart, I tell him, like, Quentin Tarantino's not going to do the movie, which makes him, as a financier, be like, oh, fuck, maybe I shouldn't have bet on this Walrus movie. Quentin doesn't even want to act in it. Quentin acts in everything. So I call up Sam, and I'm like, hey, man, it's Kevin Smith. And he goes, hey, so did Quentin call back and tell you wanted to do it? I said, no. And he goes, we still don't have a La Pointe? And I go, well, we might. And he goes, well, who's your second choice? And I go, we may not get Quentin Tarantino, but I think Johnny Depp is going to do it. And there's a long beat of silence. And then Sam goes, Kevin, I know weed has gotten us this far. He's like, but you might want to ease up now. I said, dude, I'm serious. I know him through the kid for years, and I sent him the script, and he says he likes it. He goes, nobody ever offers him shit like this anymore. And he loves doing weird shit. And he was just like, you're kidding me. We're going to send him contracts. And I said, do not. I said, no. Do not paper this man. And he goes, what are you talking about? I was like, don't send him any contracts. The dude said he's going to do it. He said it to me in text. Right. I've always known him to be an honest man. That's good enough. He goes, Kevin, this is a movie business. We work in contracts. There's millions of dollars at work here. I said, if you try to paper this man, if you send paperwork to his agency, oh my God, Tracy Jacobs is going to open this and be like, Walrus movie, fuck you, and throw it out. Walrus movie for no money, fuck this,
Right.
So I was like, don't paper the guy. The guy said he wants to do it, and I believe him and shit. And so they're like, well, that's asking a lot. No film financier wants to hear, I want to shoot 80% of the movie, and then I want to shoot 20% of the movie if the guy shows up. So they were like, what kind of assurances do we have? And I said, well, what would it cost? $200K to shoot in Los Angeles for our 2 days for what we needed to do? I was like, I'll cover that. I'm on the hook for $200K. If he doesn't show up, I'll fucking pay for it. And they were like, fine. So we went and fucking, like, we shot the movie in North Carolina, finished, came home. I cut most of the movie together. It was, all that was missing was the Gila Point stuff. And then I get a text from him, and he goes, hey, man, I'm done. Can we do this Walrus thing? And I was like, thank God you wrote back. I thought I was stoned for a long time. I said, do you need anything? He goes, no. He goes, well, because you want to make sure they're comfy and shit. Like, somebody like that, he's doing no money. Make sure if he's got an entourage packet, whatever the fuck. He goes, I don't have anything. He's going, but if you wouldn't mind paying for a makeup guy, I would bring a makeup guy. And I was like, you want to bring a makeup guy? And he wrote, yes, Johnny Depp wants to wear makeup. Go figure. So I said, fantastic, man. I can't believe you're treating it seriously. And he goes, well, I am Johnny Depp. So I go, fantastic, yeah. So we let him bring, paid for Joel Harlow, his makeup guy. And so I go see, the first day, dude, like this, I'm telling you, this is the day that makes up for like Cop Out and shit. The first day I'm on set and I'm going to go work with Johnny Depp. PA comes over and they're like, Mr. Depp wants to see you. And I was like, Johnny's dad is here? And then, and they were like, Johnny. I was, oh, fuck. And I went to his trailer and shit. Because anytime I got asked to a trailer on that other movie, it was terrifying. So here I'm being asked to this trailer, and I open the door, and I'm like, hey, man, And he turns around in his chair, and he has, if you've never seen Tusk, Johnny wears this big prosthetic nose. And he turns around the chair and he goes, hey. And I was like, holy shit, you are taking this seriously, man. You're wearing the fucking makeup. And then I realized maybe he's just hiding himself as well, you know, so as not to be noticed. Recognized. So I was like, look at this, it's fantastic. He goes, what do you think? And he's going like this and shit. And I was like, I think it's great. I think you're taking it seriously. He goes, no. What do you think? Doesn't it look like a dick? And I was like, what, the nose? I said, it does. It does kind of look dick-like. He goes, would you mind? And I said, well, would I mind what? And he goes, me and Joel were talking about painting a blue vein down the side. And then we're going to put a cut right in the tip. And I was like, are you telling me you want to wear a dick on your face in this movie? I said, let me tell you, if you ever wanted to wear a dick on your face, Tusk is the fucking movie to do it, man. And that guy went out and fucking did that scene. If you look in the movie, the opening shot, he doesn't come into like an hour into the movie and stuff. But first shot, we fade up. He's looking at a camera. He takes off his glasses, and he's doing this monologue. So he's looking right down the barrel. But every once in a while, and he told me, he's going like, I'm not going to layer it in there thick, but every once in a while, he's going, you watch. I'm behind the monitor watching the fucking scene as it plays out. He'll take one line or one word, and he'll go, oh. And then all you see is cock, man. That's who that guy is. So you get playful, why not people like that? He's like, why not put a dick on my face? And then you go make that fucking flick. And
What is the moral of this story?
The moral of the story is always like listen to your instinct. Like, you know, I know it's hard to maintain your story in the face of a business that's constantly rejecting your story.
Okay.
But there's so many paths into that fucking house, man. Like everyone tries the front door, and that's valid. But there's so many back windows and fucking like cellar doors to get into that world. Don't fucking not tell your story, man. I read something recently, like a story, excerpt from a book on the Fast Company website about Matt Weiner, Mad Men.
Mad Men, okay.
10 years or more lugging the script around, trying to make it happen. And you can't imagine somebody not reading that script, it happening right then and there. You got to nurse it. And sometimes you got to like lower your expectations or really modify your expectations. Like the idea of like, this is what the movie is. Let go of that in the face of not being able to do the movie. You got to be able to compromise, man, especially if you want to keep it alive. And this is in pursuit of the thing you want to do. So you have to be willing to be like, I got this fucking vision, but I'll compromise to fucking get there. And the compromise is not like, I'm not talking about like, that's not what the movie's all about. It's like if you have a vision of like, it's this big, sometimes you got to bring it in. Go for the cheaper version of it, always, because you're in control and you get to do it. If you sit there going like, no, I'm waiting for the perfect conditions and shit, every once in a while you get to be Matt Weiner and it becomes Mad Men. But a lot of people fucking die sitting on something fucking wonderful. And it is wonderful. Everything you fucking write, everything you want to produce is so unique and distinctive because everybody in this fucking room has one gift that nobody else fucking has, and that's your voice, man. Your voice is your only currency in this life.
Wow.
This is the only thing that you can really bring to the table that's different.